Mr. Hazelton failed the penal code exam, and that was his third major exam that he failed. And according to the Academy rules, he cannot continue in the Academy. So he's going to resign.
It just kind of all hit me all at one time, and there's a lot to absorb. I mean, it's been 5 weeks, and there's a lot of information, and even our top students are, they're frazzled.
If he comes back, he'll make an amazing officer, but everyone's really upset that he left.
It's horrible. I hate that he's gone.
He was our best recruit. He was our best man. He was most prepared for the job. I'm very depressed because he was one I'd really looked to for leadership, and he was a good friend.
Of all the people in here that could have ran with Warren last night, somebody who was in academic jeopardy, as Mr. Hazelton was at that time, I would have liked if somebody else would have stepped up to plate. Once again, all that does is just reiterate my admiration that I have for Mr. Hazelton and his selflessness trying to keep his team up and help his teammates out. But you never know, had he not spent that 2 hours working out with Mr. Warren, he may have scored an extra question or got an extra question correct, and then he wouldn't be gone today. But you can would've, could've, should've. But it's definitely something to think about and reflect.
Mr. Hazelton going away is kind of a blow to the class, but it's also an opportunity for them to excel. He worked very hard to keep Mr. Warren in the group physically, even though academically he was having trouble himself. So, he was very sacrificial. On the other hand, Mr. Warren was having a tough time in week 5, and there was a lot of mistakes that the class paid for. And it was just happened to be his week, and it also the same week that he left. Some other folks, they'll have their own week, and hopefully they don't leave. But everybody kind of has their bad week in the academy, and unfortunately week 5 was his really bad week, and he didn't make it out of that week.
Still waiting. Down.
They're doing their jobs here. They're doing a great job, and the spotlight's justified. It makes you perform. It makes you decide what you want to, if you want to be here or if you don't want to be here. And in this environment, this is a place to decide, not out on the streets on a Saturday night when you decide you want to park your car and not answer calls.
He had a lot on his shoulders. He came here from Arizona, brought his family here.
I think he's a fine, upstanding individual, good family man. I just don't think that police work was in the stars for him.
I think he had great intentions. I think he had a phenomenal amount of pressure on him. He moved and relocated his entire family here to Lubbock before the academy started. The odds were stacked against him just because of his age and his physical conditioning.
There was a lot of pressure on him, I'm sure, to succeed here. And Mr. Warren, I think, underestimated the physical challenges that were needed to succeed here. But also, I think he may have underestimated the academics a little bit too. He had taken a penal code test, and in that he had scored 74. You need to score at least a 75. He took the makeup on Friday, and on his makeup test he still got a 74. So under the academy rules, he did not pass the class, and so then he was offered the chance to resign, and he took that opportunity.
I'm a firm believer in there's a higher authority, and maybe that higher authority is telling me it's not right to go this route, so I'll go another route and see what else that route brings.
Mr. Warren is a decent man, and he gave it his best. I mean, a 43-year-old man starting in an academy, which is generally 25 to 35-year-old people. I give him a lot of credit for trying, and I certainly do wish him the best of luck in the future.